Thanks for staying with us. So the Dangote Refinery's groundbreaking initiative to provide free logistics for petrol distribution to private enterprises is set to revolutionize the Nigerian economy. By shouldering the logistics burden, the refinery aims to boost economic competitiveness and drive growth. The innovative approach can lead to increased efficiency, job creation, and improved supply chain management. Private enterprises can focus on core activities while the refinery handles logistics, potentially leading to lower petrol prices. The initiative's success hinges on effective implementation and sustainability. If successful, it can create new opportunities for collaboration and partnership. This bold move has the potential to transform the Nigerian economy. So joining us this morning to discuss the benefits of this free logistics service that is set to commence is the former Director General, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industries, and now CEO, Center for Promotion of Private Enterprise, CPPE, Mr. Muda Yusuf. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, so it's been in the news a couple of weeks now that the Dangote Refinery has decided to boycott logistics, to handle the logistics of the petrol getting to the filling stations now, instead of going through the marketers who will be taking it, in turn increasing the price of petrol. And while Nigerians, that's the end consumers, are excited about it, it brought about a lot of discussions among the marketers themselves, feeling like he wants to cut them out of business. When you heard about it, what was your thought?
No, I think it's a very good development,
Okay.
both for the consumers and even for the marketers, particularly those of them in the SME category,
Okay.
who don't have the capacity to own their own trucks, for instance. To buy a truck now of a tanker is over 100 million. How many of these fuel retailers or SMEs in that chain can afford it? So when you have a supplier or a producer who is ready to deliver to you, I think it's a lot of relief for the business person and for the consumers. Of course, I mean, in business, normally there are disruptions. If disruptions happen, there will be some people who will, who will take a hit as a result of that. That is why we are getting some of these complaints. But it's something that is good, and it's not new anyway.
Okay.
If you look at the cement industry, the same business model operates.
Oh.
Yes. I mean, see Dangote trucks all over the place delivering cement.
Mm-hmm.
So even as an individual, if you buy a truck or two, they will deliver to you. They will deliver to your doorstep. And it's not only Dangote, even all the major producers in cement. The same thing with those who are in flour. Flour millers, you see their trucks all over the place. They deliver to their the same thing those who are in the soft drinks industry, the breweries, they deliver to their customers.
It's still scary, sir.
So nothing is new here. Nothing is new.
Okay.
Except that, one of the criticisms when his refinery was fighting for the even those people in the lawmaking business, the National Assembly, were insisting it should be checked. I think former GMD of the NNPCL was against it for monopoly. His style of business is known to take it over the entire market. This morning I was driving through Apapa and I looked at all those tank farms and I wondered in a few years what would they be doing with those size of farms, tank farms? What would they be doing with his refinery position to not only refine locally but distribute locally? How do they tap into it?
Export.
Is he not going to kick some people out of business eventually?
No. First of all, as a business person, you must come with a business model that will make your business sustainable. You must come with a business model that will make it efficient. Now, when you look at that business, just like the cement business I talked about, logistics is a major part of that business. And as much as possible, you want to have control over the key variables that will impact on your business. I mean, we are talking about $20 billion worth of investment. If you produce it and some group of people decide to sabotage it, how will you respond to that situation? Or they tell you that the tanker drivers have gone on strike, the NATO is doing this and that. So, as a business model, there's nothing wrong if you decide as a business person to integrate your entire supply chain into your own business. And just as I said, it has worked for him in many other institutions, and it has worked for many other players as well. Even in this oil business, the major marketers, they have their own trucks. NNPC, that used to be a major player, and they also used to have their own trucks. They were the major importers of petroleum products at that time. And they also distribute. They even have their own filling stations. You know, so for me, I don't think, you see, when there's a disruption, what needs to happen is that those in the industry need to just go back to the drawing board and rework your business strategy. And in any case, if there are issues of monopoly or whatever, we have the Competition Commission. I mean, if there are proven cases of monopoly or anti-competitive practices, of course, you can escalate it. But here is somebody who has put in very big investment, and you want to make sure that you are not vulnerable. I mean, he has his own port, for instance. It's part of integrating the supply chain. You know, if he has a factory, he builds his own power plant. It doesn't depend. So when you have variables that are critical to your business, the more you are able to take care of all the variables internally, the better. Otherwise, even those who are selling pure water, if you are in pure water business and you cannot deliver to your customer, forget it. Forget it. Because no customer will come and be meeting you and be bearing the cost of having to lift it. That is the business model in that space. So for me, I don't see anything critical. And that model you refer to was a model, constructed or designed to support importation.
Yes.
It's an importation-driven model.
Yes.
I mean, for how long can we continue to import? Look at the damage that the importation of petroleum products has done to this economy.
True.
From subsidy to fuel queues to all sorts of scandals here and there. Not to talk of the loss of jobs. Because the more you import, the more you are exporting jobs to other countries.
Exactly.
True.
And because of that, even all our refineries were not working, they were moribund. And we are throwing so much money into those refineries.
Yeah, we'll come to that refineries.
You know,
a lot
so for me,
let's have a few more questions.
yes, let me.
Okay, so for me, it's sustainability. I feel bad for all those who are in the business and may feel threatened, but as the masses, for those of us that we feel that this will be beneficial to us, my fear is sustainability. There are some things I see businesses do, you know. It's almost like the buy one, get one free, that once in a while sales. I hope this is not something that is just used for now, you know, and then Nigerians get used to it and it's not sustainable, maybe even for the business itself. And how would that affect, you know, the prices if there's a reversal of this free logistics that Dangote has talked about?
You see, first of all, in terms of sustainability, the current model or the current mode of logistics now is dependent on diesel. You know how expensive diesel is. This one that Dangote is bringing is going to use CNG. This is about almost 60 or 70% cheaper in terms of the fuel.
Okay.
So even from that point, from the point of view of the economics of it, it's even more sustainable. Then there's also the point of safety. Most of the worst accidents we have had in this country today were related to fuel tankers.
True. Yeah. Yes.
Look at how many lives, how many properties we have lost. And these things have to do with the fact that many of these tankers are not really roadworthy. There's no standard. All characters, you just get on the steering and be lifting fuel. You can't compare that to brand new trucks. So even from the point of safety, it's even more sustainable.
Follow.
You know? So for me, I think from whichever angle you look at it, apart from the fact that when a system is disrupted, there will be casualties.
Yeah.
And it's normal in business. Look at, even in your media space, haven't we seen some disruptions?
Yes.
There are media stations that have been here
We have AI now.
20 years, even before you.
And we have AI.
And AI. We are there today.
Let's
Must
take
you
a
now
short break,
blame
sir.
somebody who is doing well?
And,
Yes, I have
had
a follow-up question to what you just said. So the free logistics, you mentioned newer trucks, less accidents or no accidents at all. And I'd just like to bring your mind back to some of the incidents that we've had have involved Dangote trucks. And I'm wondering if this free logistics is specifically saying to us that we're getting better trained drivers, or how exactly does the newer trucks, how does that benefit us beyond being flashy and looking nice on our roads? How does it really benefit for our health and our safety on the roads?
No, the point is that from a safety point of view, you cannot compare a brand new vehicle, even forget about trucks, to a vehicle that is maybe 30, 40 years old.
On the road, yeah.
You know, the risk of failure, mechanical failure and things like that. We have seen instances where some of these trucks, when they are loaded, even to climb some slightly high elevated road,
Yes.
it's always an issue. The terrible incident we had around Berger some years ago was partly as a result of that. It was trying to climb that slightly elevated and the thing fell. Yes, at the bridge.
But then human capital training.
Yes, of course. You see, the quality of a vehicle is also a factor in safety. I'm not saying that the fact that you have a brand new vehicle guarantees absolutely safety. Certainly not. But it enhances the level of safety. And the fact that you have integrated the whole system into your own system, your capacity to ensure training, to ensure that those who are driving the vehicles are licensed and all of that, that capacity is also there. So that is the point I make. And in any case, let me also make this point. There are still opportunities for other refineries. Because we talk as if it is only Dangote refinery.
He's the one that we are seeing.
We have the NNPC, 4 refineries. Let them go and revive. If they want to sell it, let them go and sell it. So that you have more competition.
Let's have
so I'm of the opinion that the industries, you know, when change happens, there's always, you mentioned casualties. The tank farms that are around Apapa are going to be in that category of casualties, but we also know that those casualties will mean jobs being lost, and it will be expected that the government has a way to address those jobs being lost. Another set of casualties are the ones that were leading this protest with very, very loud noise. The major marketers who are complaining that this move by Dangote is not a charity. It is a move to take them out, and that over time the price it can change the price. It cannot permanently keep this free delivery. The price, when it sets a price, the impact of that price, no other person can compete at that point in time. And it's not like we don't know this can happen, but we are talking about it from the positive point of view, thinking it's all rosy without addressing these other parts. Who are the people that should be addressing, protecting the market, the petrol station owners? Is it minor market? Not major. They are major marketers and independent marketers. Yes. Who are the people that are meant to protect independent marketers? Who are the people that are meant to protect the jobs that will be lost based on this new move? And how do we ensure that we don't later become victims when things happen?
First of all, the best way to protect everybody is to ensure that there is more competition. Now, we know that there are some investors that are coming into this space. There's also a plan by the government either to sell or resuscitate the refineries. So to start with, as much as possible, we need more players in that space. But I'm not so much of a fan of getting imported products to be competing with locally produced products.
I agree. We are together.
That one.
It's not the same. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
bring the investments, bring the jobs here.
Bring the jobs here. Because when people complain that they want to compete, and what you want to do is to go and import
as a way to compete
and bring
the local market.
That for me, I don't think is fair. Okay. That is why even within our fiscal policy space, there's always a window to protect domestic industries, either through tariffs or through restriction or whatever. You know. Then coming back to this point, we have an institutional framework to avoid abuse of monopoly or market powers. That is the Competition Commission. If there are proven instances, because you cannot say you are delivering your product using diesel, I'm delivering my own using CNG, and you are not blaming me that I want to take over the market.
You go and get CNG.
You should go and get CNG.
If it easy, run them.
Yes, and bring down your costs. Because this is a market.
Yeah.
So competition matters. But I take your point, where there is proven cases of abuse of market power. That is why we have the institutional framework. It exists all over the world to ensure that that market power is not abused.
Yeah, so we don't have time. Just
Yes.
one question before we go. What is happening to our refineries, and what do you think should be the local refineries? They've sunk in money over and over and over, and they are telling us now that it may not work. So what do you think we should do?
Should we still put in more money into
Nigerians? No, nobody's putting money anywhere. It's our money. They should not put it there. What do you think that should be the next steps for those
the next step, actually, for me, is to put up those refineries for sale.
Okay.
For those everything. Because the economy has suffered enough bleeding from those refineries. I mean, I'm hearing figures around $18 billion over time.
Yes.
That is scandalous.
It is so.
Even if you had wanted to build new refineries.
How much did Dangote use?
Yes. So
several.
it is throwing good money after bad. If we continue to say that you want to go and resuscitate it and all of that. And all this pushback that you want to sell government assets and us, it's better to let them go than for them to be a liability
To the government.
to the government and to the country and to the citizens. So that those resources, we can use it for something else to benefit the citizens. So for me, I think the government should just disengage completely from those refineries.
So they sell to private people?
Sell to private investors and make it transparent.
Okay.
So that it's not as if a few people have cornered the government asset. And in any case, some of these refineries are 40 years, 50 years.
Maybe they should close it down.
No. I mean,
sell it for scrap.
If you go to sell it as scrap, sell it. But it is better to just do away with them. You know, again, people may argue that some people are employed there and so on and so forth. But
that's life.
That's life. We are talking about public interest here. We cannot continue to spend scarce resources. And a lot of people have been feeding fat.
Of course.
On all these refineries. That is why some people are even pushing back on all this Dangote business. You know, that has disrupted all this corruption chain that had existed for decades.
Corruption cabal.
Those are the issues.
Thank you so much, Mr. Muda Yusuf. Thank you for joining us to share your thoughts on the Dangote issue. I wish that many marketers will learn from this. We need to start promoting our own local products. And that's one of the reasons everybody supported Dangote Refinery, because it now means that we are refining our own crude locally, and we are getting the end products for everybody. And I think the marketers should also look into finding a way to how to work with him to
he has even offered partnership.
Instead of boycotting him.
He has offered to partner with all the marketers.
Stop beefing, you people. What you want in your life, don't beef it.
So you attract what you celebrate. Thank you so much, ladies, for your contributions today. That's all we can take on the show today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Do have the lovely rest of the day. Bye-bye now.